Hey guys, I'm Tiffany H. Lewis. I hope you're doing well. Welcome back to your awakening and or enlightenment, depending on where you are, which is fine. There's no right or wrong answer. And that brings me to today's topic. Now, I'm going to try to keep today's topic as short and sweet as possible, because you may have noticed that some of the YouTube channels, along with history and things like that being deleted, you may have noticed that a lot of your regular channels that you watch for information like this about your awakening process or things that we need to know as far as consciousness is concerned, or the world that we live in, or starseeds, indigos, crystals, rainbows, all that stuff, everything. So it's like this. Today I need to tell you that you need to get ready for 5G. 5G equals 5D. So when I speak of D, I always mean dimension. So let's look at it from this angle. So for the last, let's say 10 years, right? Now that may not be an exact accurate number, but let's just use that as an example. So for the last 10 years, we've lived in a world where it's a 3D world, right? Which would make humans 4D. So then why, when we go to the movies, right, do we have to put on special sunglasses? I'm sorry, I'm going to move my headphones because they have a ECHO going on. We don't say that word around here because smart devices. But anyway, listen. Wearing glasses that are 3D to watch a movie in 3D would suggest that we are, 2D? And then in person, are we, 4D? That's a little confusing, isn't it? So, look at your phone. Do you have 5G or 4G? Look at your internet. Do you have 5G or 4G? You know anything about Google Fiber? 5G. 5G and 5D, like this. I'm going to draw you a picture, watch. So you got 2D, 3D, 4D, and 5D. Now, every one of these D's equals dimension, but D is also G. Back to look at your phone, 4G, right? Sprint, AT&T, whatever. I'm not gonna name drop much more than that. Okay, so hypothetically, if we were living in a world and we were 2D and we had to go to the movies to watch a 3D movie, we would have to wear some special glasses, right? 3D glasses to watch a movie in 3D, animated movies and things like that that pop out at the screen at us, right? So if that were a movie in 3D and we have to wear special glasses, let's say, I meet you in person, or you speak to any person in the whole wide world ever in person, are they 2D or are they 4D? To me, it seems like they would be 4D. It seems to make the most sense. So 4D is a fourth dimension, second dimension, third dimension, fourth dimension. Now remember when phones used to be like 3G? Remember when they were 4G, and some still are? Well, now your phones are 5G. I'm not going to name drop too many things here, but let's just say there are a lot of companies going around trying to sell you 5G, which is like super fast internet service, right? Why wouldn't you want that? I mean, if all you've ever had is 3G, do you remember how slow that was? Fine. So we upgraded and went to 4G or 4D. And then that made our internet speeds faster. Well, now, hey, we have things like fiber. Keyword there. And fiber suggests 5G, 5D, fifth dimension, 5G is faster than 3G, 4G, and so far, according to them, is literally the fastest speed we've ever had as human beings to our knowledge at this point here in August of 2019. So all that, I'm going to just set it down right there for a second. We're going to come back, maybe. I think I've done a good job explaining that, but if not, always, always, always feel free to ask me questions. Drop comments, drop questions. I will answer anything all day long. Y'all know I don't lie. I can't lie. I'm just not that kind of person. Completely transparent all the way. All right. 5G, 5D. Okay, so 5 is a very important number, and I will do a whole other video and show you how to break words apart and what numbers and their meanings are. So 5 is a lot like an 8, because if you were to take a 5, right? See, well here, look. I'll try to do this upside down and backwards. Oh gosh, yeah, that might be a little challenging. Okay, so that's a 5, right? Agree? Now, if I were to just like add a line right here and add a line right there, that sort of becomes an 8. Now, 8 equals H. H equals gate. I know that doesn't make sense. I always tell you in every single video that I specifically say trigger words to you, or a series of trigger words or trigger sentences. Dropping that right there for a minute. Letters and numbers have meanings, and they have specific meanings. So for the example of 5 and 8, if you could just like draw a line down, well, 8 might not be what you think it is. And even if I did just say it means a gate, that doesn't necessarily mean it's hell or a gate, like that kind of gate. All right, back to 5G real quick, because I promised you I'd keep this video short, so I've got a lot to say in a really short amount of time, so I'm going to just start talking really fast and throw this at you and hope that I can make you understand it as it is. All right. Who knows when the 3D happened? Hypothetically, 10 years ago. Who knows if I'm telling the truth that if you meet a person in person, that we are in 4D form. You're watching a movie in 3D, but you have to wear glasses to make it come across to you in 3D. So if you don't need any glasses and you meet a person in person, does that make them 4D? Probably. Now 5D. 5G and 5D. Remember what I said, your phone, when it said 3G, we were in a 3-dimensional world, planetary world. This here in planet Earth, the only planet that supposedly has free will, yeah, this is the world. We were on a 3G level for the longest time. And, you know, we kind of skipped 4G or 4D. Now, 5G, aka 5D, 5th dimension, right? So the planet's like this. And here's 3D and whatever planet operated on in no particular direction. And then here's 4D and whatever planet operated on. And remember, inversion and duality are really important things, because 3G and potentially even 4D or 4G would explain a lot about duality and the inverted world that we live in. So basically, I say I'm not going, okay, so for instance, oh God, I'm having a really horrible day. Well, you know what? I'm smarter than that, and so are you. So if we live in a negative world full of negativity, inversion, duality, literally everything you know, take it upside down, flip it inside out, reverse it completely, and just shoot it back out. Now that becomes what people perceive. That's why I call people sheep in a lot of situations. These are the guys that walk around staring at their phone. They're just like, the whole world's just obsolete to them, but not to you, because you're awakened. And if you're not awakened, you will with my videos, because I'm going to teach you every single thing that you need to know. Back on point. So 3G is it's a level that we've been on for so long that everybody has become like so used to violence, stupid words like troll, social media addiction, anything negative. And I won't say that word again. I don't like that word. You know I don't like that word. And you know why I don't like that word? Because I'm going to take anything negative and I'm going to turn it into a positive. So instead of, I'm having a really bad day, I'm going to be like, you know what? Yep, today was tough. So you know what I'm going to do about it? I'm going to do something about it. I'm going to go do something nice for somebody. Does that put me in 4D? I don't know. Does it get me out of that 3D mentality of inversion and duality and upside down and inside out? This crazy negative messy world that we live in with fake news and false information and violence and video games? Yeah, probably. Probably just by flipping my verbiage around and then actually acting upon it and doing something nice for someone with nothing in return. You know, I can't even take compliments. So, you know, I don't want to thank you. I love anonymity. I like to do things and kind of do it when no one's looking, and I definitely don't talk about it or brag about it, and that's fine. Maybe that's the empath in me, maybe it's a starseed, who knows, who cares, not the point. So maybe that does put me on a 4D level, but that doesn't mean I've elevated. 3D, 3G, here's the planet, and here's 3D, 3G. This is where we've been for a long, long time. We are so used to the dumbing down of whatever. It's right in our face. The truth is always hiding in plain sight right in front of our face. Nobody is shy or denying the fact that the truth is right there, right here, right in front of you too. So if 3G, 3D is a negative thing and it's got these bad video games, but on top of all the, you know, the drama, the horror, the crimes, things from the past being brought up, even completion of certain cycles of things, such as, you know, the stock market. I'm just leaving that right there. So it's 3 is an important number because 3 breaks down to 2 and 1. And then 1 still stays 1, and then 2 becomes 1 and 1. So you got 1, 1, and 1. 1 is a new beginning every time. So no matter how many times negative things happen, all you have to do is flip your verbiage around a little bit and turn it into a positive. Does that put you on a 4D plane? Potentially. But all of them are parallel. So you get stuck in this position where you don't always know if you're in 3D, 4D, 5D, 14D. And 14 is just a random number that I've personally gone to and have knowledge of because I visited there. And I will teach you how to do that when you're ready. Okay, so in this 4D, 4G thing, it's faster than 3G, but you know, saying that is sort of an oxymoron. If 3D is so negative and 4D is faster, then what in the world is 4D? Faster negativity? I don't know. But what I do know is it created, it stirred up a whole bunch of stuff from the past, and it brought it right here to the surface. And a lot of us started to wake up to the point where we feel like 3D went straight to 5D and we like completely surpassed 4D. And I don't mean that like I'm better than you kind of elevated way. I just said they're planes and they all run parallel to each other. If you're in a negative frame of mind, you are in a 3D world. That's the world you're going to stay in until you learn how to flip those words around and turn them positive and come on over here to either 4 or 5. Again, 4 is whatever it is. They're all parallel. You could have a bad day, but know that when you're having a bad day and you talk about it, like using words like bad or negative, you're stuck in a 3D world, which is still parallel. We're still in planet Earth. 3D shoots a direction, 4D shoots a different direction, and 5G, 5D shoots a different direction. Now again, back to look at your phone, look at your computer. Fiber came out, fiber optics. The fastest speed possible, correct? 5G, 5D. 5th dimension. 5 is a very important number, but I'm not going to dive too much into that. I just want to prepare you for something. Here's what it is. I'm going to adjust my camera because it's crooked. And you know what? I don't have any problem being like raw, live, and unedited. So if my camera like falls down and things fly across the room and you see orbs, you might as well just get used to it. That's the world that I live in. It doesn't matter where I move. They're with me at all times. Call it what you want, but it is still going to happen. So maybe 4G, 4D opened up a whole bunch of old wounds. Yeah? Wounds that we thought were like covered up, perhaps. But what it did do was stir up a bunch of stuff. and it awakened a bunch of people, and it really did, you know, raise enough awareness and attention, and it got people's attention who are like, God, I hate this 3D, like this negativity, the violence. I mean, me and everyone I know, we don't watch the news, we don't listen to the radio. No. I have a hard time even listening to music anymore these days. Honestly, that's true, because the truth, again, is always hiding in plain sight, and they put so much mastery into every one of these songs with this MK Ultra mind control that you get sucked into it without even realizing you're getting sucked into it. And so if people have that kind of power over you, which they do, that makes you like a puppet. So who's the puppet master? And yeah, I know I'm throwing a whole bunch of information at you. So here's the world. Pretend for a minute that around the world, inside of planet Earth. Here's Earth, everything inside of it. Let's pretend, and I'm not pretending, this is true. There is an energy field, a matrix. We live in a matrix. There are a lot of parallels, a lot of directions that it can go, but again, I just said that they were parallels. Now, if we live in an inverted duality, yes, no, black, white, on, off type of world, then where's the gray area? Is that 4D? And if it is, and we're human and we're 4D, then what does that make us? Gray area. Gray area makes sense. Gray area is still an area. It's still matter, literal matter. You know? All right. So here comes the big piece, and I'm gonna have to do a part 2. 5G, 5D, fastest speeds available, fiber optics, all that great stuff. That's great. Have you felt vibrations under your feet lately? Do you feel what I feel? Put your bare feet on the ground in your house. Right in the center of the bottom of your feet. Feel that? Don't watch TV. You don't even need electricity for this, because we live in an energy field, just like Hunger Games 3. Irony, sure, but still true. So if we live in an energy field, well, I have a lot to say about that, specifically regarding the fact that if we are actually made of 90% water and we live in an energy field, how are we not getting electrocuted 24 hours a day, 7 days a week? Sidebar, leaving it there. Investigate that if you'd like. Okay, so 5G is the fastest speed available to date. 5G is a place where we were awakened between 3D, 3G, 4D, 4G, and now, right now, something happened in 2018. And you know what? I know exactly what happened, because I was there when it happened and I felt it happen. This very particular solar eclipse happened. I may have spoken about this in a prior video, how we made these little cutout cardboard boxes and we looked through down into them with like holes in aluminum foil or whatever for multiple hours, right? My sister and I did. That day, everything changed. I've told you guys the whole time, everything changed that day. Now, I don't know what happened that day specifically or scientifically. I just know that day was the first day of the beginning of the rest of my life, and how I'm here now and why I'm sharing this with you. Because if it awakened me, it awakened you. And if it hasn't, it is my job to awaken you. And when I do awaken you, and if I have awakened you, it is your job to do this. 1 out of every 2 people on this planet are here to awaken. The other half is going to stay in that negative 3D, 3G kind of messing with our heads, because it's these parallels. You get stuck. Time and space can stop, and it can move, and it can slow down. It can do a lot of things. It can bend. Time is amazing. Not clock time. Time, space, matter time. All right. So that solar eclipse happened. Something changed that day and I felt it. I felt the whole ground vibrate. To this day, I still feel the ground vibrate underneath of my feet. So take off your shoes, take off your socks, put your bare feet on the bare ground in your house. Try to avoid carpet. It works better if you've got something that's faux hardwood or anything that's not carpet. You're gonna feel it better. You feel that? Focus. Focus. You feel that? Yeah, that's vibration in an energy field that we live in, which has now, as far back as I know, since 2002, hiding in plain sight, been 5G for a lot longer than we think. And wow. So we live in an energy field fueled by, again, 1 out of every 2 people are going to awaken. So look to your left and look to your right. When you awaken, you're going to know which one you're supposed to awaken, because whichever one is giving you bad, negative, get away from me, no. Whichever one is minding their own business, doing their own thing, you don't even have to have conversations. If you have any kind of non-feeling or good feeling, well, good feeling is deceptive, so maybe not trust that. But if you get a bad, every hair on your body stands out feeling, no, that's not the person you're here to awaken. This guy is. So there you go. 1 out of every 2 people are here to awaken. Welcome to 5G, 5D. This is the 5th dimension. A lot of movies are talking about this. A lot of movies have been made and remade just for this specific time in life. When that solar eclipse happened that day, everything changed. Ever since that day, I have become awakened, and not just me, but a whole bunch of people. Remember, we still have a whole planet. And inside the planet, we live inside of an energy field. A lot of us are MK Ultra mind controlled, okay? And the puppet masters, they sit at the top, literally. Do you really think they come up with these ideas like Hunger Games, which I'm going to use again because this is a great example of reality. Remember, perception's reality. So you watch the movie Hunger Games, yeah, you think it's sci-fi. You think it's a joke, don't you? Those people at the top 1%, 2% sitting around that table like dropping a wave there, or a hurricane here, or global warming over here. Think about the movies, Hunger Games. What happened in the Hunger Games? Now imagine if that were true, because it is. At the top of this matrix energy field that we live in, there really are puppet masters. 3G. 5G, y'all better wake up. 5G, you are love. You are unity. We are a collective we. I say this every day of my life. We are a united we. We are a connected we. We are a one connected consciousness, not just to planet Earth, but put here. We came here voluntarily to planet Earth, not being allowed to bring our memories with us. We had to awaken. We had to go through a lot of trauma. Those of us that have awakened in the last few years, we're in, I think, the 4th wave. I can't prove that, but I think fairly through enough research, I think we're in our 4th phase. Again, back to the 4G, 4D thing. Not relevant. Relevancy is this. 5G, 5D, yeah, your internet's faster. Yeah, your phone says you're on 5G. Sure, you have Wi-Fi. I got you. That's fine. But what's happening is that we live in a world where there's all these systems that 3G created, and it broke them. It broke all the systems. It created social media addiction versus reading a book. Even if there were a book to read, even if you did read a book, would you believe it, or would you call it, you know, fictional or sci-fi? Now, if I said if you watched Hunger Games and that were true, would you believe it, or would you call it fictional or sci-fi or even entertainment? That's how they get you. Mind trickery. I talk about this a lot, guys. All right, this video is way longer than I wanted it to be. 5G, 5D, welcome. Drop any comments, drop any questions. I will address each and every one. I promise you. I will always be open and honest. But we are living in 5G. I have a number in my head for how long this phase is going to happen. And this is the phase where 3G, 3D created all this crap around the whole world, to include but not limited to social media addiction, violence, video games, school shootings, children murdering their parents, abortion becoming illegal. I mean, I could go off all day long about what has been created. Why are we awakened? Because we chose to come here to not have any of our memories, to awaken, but we only were allowed to awaken because we went through so much trauma for our entire lives. And those of you that are young and are awake, I am so jealous of you, but that's okay. I love you. And you know what? That's what 5G is. We are love, and we are a connected we. 1 out of every 2 people, you are in my we. We are we. We are us. One connected thing. We know that Mother Earth, Gaia, exists. You know that when you put your feet on the ground, it's going to vibrate. You know you don't have to watch the news, but you know what's going on, don't you? You know it's scary to send your kids to school even if you don't have children. You know that, people are being literally forced to stay in countries. You know that no one's in and no one's out. You know that walls are built. Yeah, I don't need to watch the news to know this, and neither do you, because you feel it. You feel it in your fingertips. It's grasping at you, and it's like, wake up. Wake up. You better wake up. I'm not preparing you for something that's about to happen. It's been happening for almost 10 years. I have a very specific number in my head for how long I think this phase is going to last. What is this phase? This is the phase of all that crap happened that created this hell that we live in, hell on earth, planet Earth that we live in now. And those of us that are awakening or awakened, we are here to tear down old systems that don't work. And with the help of all the other awakened people, again, 1 out of every 2 is going to awaken. We're all going to come together and use our imaginations and our creativity and our excellent ideas, our educations, our hearts, because we're heart people. We don't need a formal Ivy League education to know what we know, and we also don't need to watch the news to know what we know. We feel it. We feel it in the air. We're tired. We're sleepy. We cry for no reason, supposedly. But you know what? We do all that because we feel it. Any part of you that thinks I need to watch a video or a movie or something to, no, I'm not touching it. Nope, not me. And you shouldn't either, but I can't tell you what to do. The best thing you could do is exclude yourself from anything that uses energy and or electricity, because here's what's about to happen to you. 5G, you're going to have, oh my God, a blackout's going to go down. Humongous. And when I say blackout, I mean whoever at the top of the matrix up there, they're going to turn off all the electricity in the whole wide world. Sure, you've got a cell phone, and sure, you've got batteries, and sure, you may have enough time, notice, or warning to charge them, but they're still going to die at the end of the day. So what are you going to do about that? Better revert back to old school. All right, that's it. 5G, I welcome you. God, I hope you know what I know. If not, I hope you hear me. I do. We're here. We're here to tear down every single thing that doesn't work, even at the cost of our demise, which is literally going to happen. But that's okay, because we're all energy, and energy does not end and it does not begin. It just continues. These are lifespans. This is just the first time on planet Earth during this life cycle right now that we are living in right this second. Anybody watching this, you're here with me. You're either here to awaken or here to keep creating problems. But 5G is going to kick your butt out of there. I promise you. 3G and your negativity, we're going to put all of our brains together and all of our hearts, because we are all connected as an actual love, as a connected, united, one consciousness, one heart, one soul, connected not just to each other, but wise about your ways to anybody negative. We're there. We know. We can feel you. We can read your thoughts too. Now, if that doesn't terrify you, fine. I don't care. It doesn't have to terrify you. But for those of you that don't know what's going on and you're feeling all this stuff lately, specifically in the last few days and weeks, have you been seeing a lot of death happen around you? Suicide, shootings? Yeah. I'm not going to go there. But you know what? It's happening for a reason, and you don't need to watch the news to know that. You feel the energy in the air. It's because you live in an energy field. If you think there aren't people somewhere at the top, or however you'd like to word that, somewhere surrounding the energy field that we all live in, right here on planet Earth, this is Earth. This is us. This is all an energy field. Watch Hunger Games if you want to figure out how to get out of the energy field. You might want to learn some things about electricity and energy. Energy is this mass awakening, this great awakening that's happening right this second in life. You want to know how it's going to go down? We're going to tear you down, 3G, first of all. Secondly, we're going to rebuild new systems that work. Why? Because a lot of us have been implementing, learning, and we just know. We just know. And as a collective, we, half of the people in the entire planet, are going to awaken, have already awakened, or we're going to awaken them, because that is our job. If you are awakened and you understand what I'm saying, it is your job and privilege, since you went through enough trauma to remember who you are and remember where you come from. It is your duty and your job, your right, and most importantly, your privilege, because you came here as a volunteer. Back to the Hunger Games. I volunteer, I pledge. Yeah, I may seem dramatic to you, but that's only to you that don't understand what I'm saying is true. And you don't have to believe me. All I've ever asked you to do is what? Keep an open mind. Do it. I don't want to be right, but that's the way it is. 5G, you are with me. You're on my level. We are love. It is time to tear down those old systems and rebuild new ones. So I need you to quickly awaken. I need you to awaken so rapidly. And I also, at the same time, need you to stop focusing on stupid stuff like video games and whatever else is distracting you, and focus. Remember who you are. Remember why you came here. And please do your job. Awaken 1 out of every 2 people. You'll know which one, because you'll feel the energy, the vibration under your feet. You're going to notice things that you didn't notice before, like, oh, I don't want to go outside because I know that the sun has harmful UV rays. Sure, I could put on sunscreen, fine, but maybe I don't want to be outside around all that. Maybe that's too much for me. And if you're anything like me, and some might call that isolating, and some might say that that is an unhealthy thing. Well, they're in a 3G, like mindset, and that's fine. 3G, 3D, whatever mindset. And they use a lot of ways to kind of get into your head and get you to ingest subconscious information and believe it to be true. And then you perceive a reality based on whatever avenue they gave it to you, using your supposedly only 5 senses. Back to that 5. 5G is here. We are here. We are awakened. If you are awakened, wake up those around you. Feel that energy. Are you tired lately? No reason why? Feeling depressed? Suicidal? Yep. You are awakened and are awakening. And you need to wake up fast. You need to remember. You need to stop spending time on stupid stuff. Spend some time in nature. Put your bare feet on the ground in nature. Yes, I mean literally hug a tree. Call me what you want. I don't care. Just do it and see what happens. You know that the rays from the sun are harmful. You put on sunscreen if you want. Sometimes I just go out at night and just put my feet on the ground. Okay, my video got cut off right at the end, so I'm going to keep this short and sweet. 5G, we are love, we are heart, we are soul. We are the full and complete embodiment of those of us that volunteered to come here to remember. You're an awakened person. That means you remember. Since you remember, your job is to awaken everyone around you, and you need to do it quickly because there's this humongous blackout that's about to happen. Electricity, they're going to shut off power. Fact. That's it. That's long enough of a video for right now. I will do another one, and I will be a little less general and very, very much more specific. But the best thing I can tell you right now, wake up. Keep remembering. Just because you remember one thing or one time or one thing, your job every day from this point forward is to keep remembering. The more you practice this, the more you meditate, the more you listen to binaural beats. In this particular instance, I'm going to go ahead and drop in God frequency, 434 to 440 hertz. Those are known as theta binaural beats, theta waves. So those are called God frequency. God frequency just kind of helps you remember. Play it in the background, play it in your sleep. You don't even really have to pay attention to it, but you need to be ingesting it to negate all that 3G, 3D stuff that's being fed to you in everything you do, see, touch, smell, feel, eat, taste, look at, observe, everything. Wake up. Wake up. When you wake up, you don't just wake up once. You continue to wake up every single day a little bit more and more and more and more and more. Now that makes you an awakened person. Not just that, that also makes you an enlightened, awakened person. So, as an enlightened, awakened person, wake up. Wake others up and do it fast. We don't have a lot of time. I'm not going to share my opinion of what I think this very specific number is of exactly how little time we have before this blackout happens, but it's happening. Some people are going to call it the rapture. Sure, it's going to look that way. I don't really want to talk about religion because I don't want to end up in a political or religion mess with anybody. Once you awaken, you'll understand that completely. If you are awakened, you'll also understand that completely. Things line up. Duality. Parallel. Of course, it's going to line up with the Bible, the rapture. Of course it is. That's what we were taught in the institutions we were raised upon. Educational institutions, religion, banks, money. Money's a big deal right now. It's a financial institution. It's called that for a reason. That's it. You guys have a good day. I will be back with another video really soon. I'm not the only one that you're going to notice doing this in a sort of a panicked mode. Not really like I'm panicking, but I'm trying to do this fast. We don't have a lot of time. I need you to wake up, and you need to continue to wake up every single day. Learn how to play binaural beats. I will specifically share binaural beats that I think you should listen to help you remember. They go by words like super intelligence. Just if I play them in my videos, so if I insert any links to any binaural beats, they are going to be royalty free, or at least to my knowledge. And if they're not, I'm going to provide all of the information that I have about whoever created that, posted it, wherever they placed it. That way, you guys know, I play fairly. I don't play at all, but, for lack of a better set of words or term, I'm always going to give credit where credit is due. So please awaken every single day. Go to bed if you can sleep, because I bet you're really tired right now, and you're tired because you know it's coming. I know you can feel it. You can deny it all you want, but I know you can feel it. I know you can feel those vibrations underneath your feet. I know you've been feeling depressed. I know you've seen a lot of suicides, a lot of death lately. I don't watch the news, but if you do, I bet you know what's going on in the world. Yep. Just in the last few days. I'm not even going to go there about those 9 countries. I don't even watch the news and I know what's going on. And we're going to have a whole other conversation about a real ID, facial recognition, all that good stuff. So you are in 5G. You've been here for a while. The object was to awaken. This was the beautiful thing that came with 5G that we didn't even know we were living in. This is what helped us remember to awaken. Use that. Do it every day. It's not like practice. It's like, I'm an awakened person. I love everyone, everything. I am so sick and tired of seeing all this negative crap. These video games are stupid. Like, why are people so obsessed with stupid stuff? Well, because they're stuck in a trap in a parallel universe. This is where it is. 3G, 3D is like one or the other. Good, bad, up, down, left, right, wrong, right, whatever. Black, white, up, down, whatever. 5 is like this. We are the complete, all-encompassing, united we and one. That's who we are. That's why we're here. That's why we continue to remember every single day. The more you remember, the more awakened you become. The more awakened you become, the more enlightened you become. Enlightened, the only difference between an awakened person and an enlightened person is that an enlightened person has learned all the trickery going on in the world. I'm fully aware of it, and I'm consciously aware that I am subconsciously being fed all of this crap information in video games and distractions. That's all they are, is distractions. So outsmart your distractions and create positive distractions. Listen to some binaural beats. Draw on a piece of paper. Anything that you can do, whatever you're feeling, if it's not good, turn it into good. Learn how to use words to turn whatever it is. You know, the glass needs to always be half full. If you're having a bad day, don't say I'm having a bad day. Say, you know what? Today was rough, but, you know, I'm going to go help somebody. I'm going to give a homeless person food or a tent. You don't get to brag about it either, though. But if you're awakened and enlightened, you won't. You don't want credit. So that's it for now. I'll be back with another one. Again, like I said in the beginning, you're going to see a lot of people doing this in a what seems to be a very rushed manner. And it's because we don't have a lot of time. I hope I've made my point very, 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 very clear. 5G, 5D, same thing. We're here. 3G, you're tearing it apart. You did it. You've done a great job. The whole world is messed up. You got it. Cool. But now there's us. Thanks to that solar eclipse in 5G, 5D, and potentially maybe even gray area being 4G. Fine, great. We're grateful for that. We have awakened. We are now remembering who we are, where we come from, why we're here, and we are not letting up. We are here to fight to our death, to do what's right, to do what's good, and to create a complete harmony in this world between, you know, Gaia, Mother Earth, God, whatever you want to call it. It doesn't matter what you call it, but we want peace. We are so sick and tired of all this negative crap being fed to us and our children and to schools. And oh my God, it needs to stop. The only way to stop it is literally what you're going to see happen. It's going to crash down. It's going to burn down. All the lights are going to go off. It's going to get dark, and I mean electricity off dark. Remember, we live in an energy field. What are you going to do in an energy field with no electricity? You might want to really, really take some time to learn a lot about energy, batteries, and old school things like radios that maybe use a battery, or maybe something, no, I was going to say solar panel, but I don't think that's going to do us any good in this mass awakening, which is, we are this close to a mass destruction. That's all I got. You guys have a good day. Thank you so much for tuning in. This is Tiffany H. Lewis, and I'll see you again next time.